Hey guys, how's it going? So I was gonna use the website, the Solo website, but it's currently temporarily down right now. I can't I can't go to the website because either their server is down or something's happening, but I can't get into their website. So I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to use this image and talk about the Tofino. So when will they release the Tofino? When will Electrameccanica release the Tofino? I have a video here with the old CEO over promising and under delivering. But before we begin that video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. You don't have to give it to me, but Donald Trump gave it to me, so Donald Trump gave me a thumbs up, so you better do it too. I'm just kidding, but you don't have to. Anyways, so let's talk about this. So the first CEO of Electrameccanica, he overpromised a lot. Like, he literally just like said anything he wanted, and it doesn't. And if he didn't deliver, it didn't matter. There's no consequences, but there was, because he's no longer the CEO. He got replaced by another CEO. Now, this new CEO is not overpromising. He is not trying to pump the stock. He's just saying, oh, he's just not overpromising at all. Things happen when it happen. So, but according to this CEO, we'll play the video and then I'll talk more about it.
In the next year.
We've got 75,000 cars coming beginning in November of this year. We'll have 5,000 the first year, 20,000 the second year, and 50,000 the following year of the Solo. And we have our second car, the two-seater Tofino, which is a beautiful hardtop, retractable hardtop convertible. That'll come out in 2020.
What else should U.S. investors know in the next coming months that you're working?
He says that in 2019 they were supposed to deliver 5,000 cars. 2020 they were supposed to deliver 20,000 cars, and 2021 they're supposed to deliver 50,000 cars, but it got pushed back. Now it's 2020, and near the end of 2020 they finally are starting production, and they will be delivering cars this coming winter in November. So things get delayed, things get overpromised. So, but he says that, the Tofino will be launching in 2020. We're in 2020 and no Tofino. So what is my opinion on Tofino? Well, according to my research, they've been working on the Tofino for at least 2 years now. They've been doing research and development on it, or rather development on it. They're working on the interior design. They're working on the body. Is it ready? I have no idea. I don't have insider information. I don't know what's going on in the company. But in my opinion, if they ever release the Tofino, I think the stock will take off like a rocket. I think if they ever announce a prototype for the Tofino, I think like an actual running prototype where they are driving it, they're introducing it, an actual car, and it actually looks this nice, I think the Electrameccanica stock will take off. I think big money, rich people, like, I want that car, I'm going to pump the stock, and the stock price will go up. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But I think it's a possibility that could happen in the future if the Tofino gets launched. But again, that's my opinion. So let's just look at a company called Ferrari. Ferrari is a very niche player in the car market. They make really nice, sexy cars, and only super rich people can buy it. So they are playing in an extremely niche market, because a Ferrari is like $250,000 to $500,000. And what are they valued at? They're valued at $47 billion. Why? Because rich people are parking their money in Ferrari stock right now. and that's why it's valued so much. If we looked, 5 years ago, the stock was trading at $38. Now it's trading at $191 with a $47 billion market cap. There's a lot of money in this world, and if the Tofino is awesome, maybe rich people will park their money in Solo Electrama. Maybe. That's not 100% guarantee. But you never know, right? You never know in the future if this is the scenario, if they come out with this, or if they come out with a super solo. That's a possibility. Just saying, possibility. Because I think that more people will buy. It's arguable, but I think more people are more interested in this kind of car than they are in the solo car right now. And Ferrari, you have to look at Ferrari's car, right? They're not a 5-seater. They're a 2-seater. There's only two seats in a Ferrari. At least I think so. I could be wrong. I've never been in a Ferrari before. I would love to be in one, but I really am not gonna pay $250,000 for a Ferrari. Rich people will only rich people and people who really want a Ferrari and will be willing to do whatever they can to buy one or lease one or whatever they can find a way to get one, But besides that, it's a very, very niche market. And we look at their finances, they don't even make that much money. Last quarter, they made $570 million with a profit of about $28 million, but the quarter before that was pretty decent. It was $238 million. So the Rona situation is bringing down the profitability for Ferrari, but that's the scenario right now. Businesses are volatile, but like I said, they don't sell very many cars. They have to, in order for them to make $1 billion, they would have to sell, let's call it $250,000 times 100. Well, I guess they would need to sell at least 1,000 cars then. At least 1,000. No, 10,000. 10,000 Ferraris. 10,000 Ferraris get sold per quarter? That's a lot. Okay, not 10,000. Between 1,000 to 10,000 Ferraris. Between 5,000 to 1,000 Ferraris get sold per quarter for it to generate $1 billion. That's a lot. That's like catering to the rich people. So very niche market, but they sold. So I mean, if they launch something sweet and really nice, I think Solo stock could take off. And let's look at Harley Davidson, right? They're generating literally almost the same amount of revenue, but I mean less profit, but the same amount of revenue. EBITDA, 102 million. Last quarter was bad. It was like negative 110 million. But 1 billion, 865 million. So they are generating the same amount of money of Ferrari. The value is at 4.37 billion. If Solo was even valued at $1 billion, right now their stock would be sitting somewhere around $15 to $20. So, yeah, I think Solo has a lot of potential. That's my opinion anyways. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I really, really think that, Solo Electrama needs to do a proper PR. They need to properly hype up the market. They probably don't know how. They don't have a hype man like Nicola or Cam Batley. So, of course, Solo stock is suffering because they don't have a hype man. In my opinion, if Solo went back down to $1, it's a sweet opportunity. Because let's look at the fundamentals of the company. They have $50 million of cash. They have $60 million of cash on their balance sheet. And so if the stock went back to $1, their market cap would essentially be the same amount as their cash position. And if the stock was ever to go back to $2, you double your money. So if you invested $100,000 into Solo stock at $1 and it went to $2, you essentially made $200,000. Just saying, right? I'm just saying that if Solo goes to $1, I'm buying more. I'm probably going to end up with 100,000 shares. Just saying, right? I'm just saying that if Solo goes to $1, I will end up with 100,000 shares. Will it go down to $1? If the stock market crashes, if everything goes down and crashes really hard, there is a good chance Solo could go to $1. But then everything's on sale. Everything's on sale. So, just saying, right? The market could crash. Solo could go back down to $1. But $1, I think is a sweet opportunity to pick up some shares because it has a really tight share structure. And it can easily get pumped back to $2. Just saying, I don't think the company is going bankrupt because... Why? Because they have $60 million of cash on their balance sheet and they have no debt. So how would they go bankrupt? Like, short term, no. Long term, maybe if management mishandles their operations and mishandles how much they spend money on, then yes, long term they could go bankrupt. But they are on the stock market and they can always raise more money. So I'm just saying that I don't think they will go bankrupt. Stock price can do anything at the end of the day. Stock can go down to $2. I think $2 is a good, really sweet price to buy it at. But that's only my opinion, at least for a swing trade anyways. It could go down to $1. $1 is no brainer. If it goes to $1 and the stock market didn't crash, it's literally a no brainer at that point. That's my opinion. We'll see where the stock price goes at the end of the day. But I definitely will buy more if the stock goes to $2. Just saying. So with the Tofini, how would they produce the car? They don't really need to have a production facility to produce a car, because if we look at Fisker, they are not building their car. They're not making a manufacturing facility to build their car. They're relying on a third party to build their car. So all Fisker really did was design a car, and now they went public through a reverse merger with Spartan Energy. So yes, Fisker didn't really do anything besides design a car. So Electrameccanica is designing the Tofini right now, and you know, if they ever come out with a prototype and it actually works and runs and the car looks sweet and it's fast, I think Solo stock could easily be $20. When will that happen? 2021, 2022? I don't know. I wish I knew, but I don't. But if I did knew, that would be insider information. NIO doesn't make their own cars. They rely on third party to make their cars. So could Solo rely on a third party manufacturer to make the Tofini? Absolutely. And then how about Nikola? Is the Nikola Badger made by them? No, they are going to rely on a third party manufacturer. Yeah, so yeah. And then I'll be honest with you, a lot of people think that the Solo car won't sell. I think it will. I think it will, because you gotta look at the world, right? The Solo car is designed for one person. There's so many people in this world, and it doesn't require too much for parking. And you know, in a city where parking is like really hard, the Solo would be a perfect car. You know, it's easy to park. You can literally park it like anywhere because it's so small. It can sneak into certain parking areas that other cars can't. So yeah, I think the Solo can easily find parking, and you know, And I think, if people are buying motorcycles out there, if people are buying Ferraris out there, I think there's gonna be people that will buy this car. Not everyone will buy it. It's not meant for everyone. Some people like the big cars. Some people like the SUVs. But there are some people that will like this car too. They did have 23,000 pre-orders for the October 2018 press release, but management won't update the shareholder on how much pre-orders they have right now. So we just gotta hope that, when they start selling this car, big money will come in and pump the stock. That's the gamble you are taking on Solo, I'll be honest with you. That's the biggest gamble you're taking on Solo, that some big money, some billionaires will come in and pump up the stock. And then when that happens, day traders are gonna read the charts and they're gonna be like, this thing is uptrending, and they're gonna buy into the stock, and the stock is gonna skyrocket again. So, retail investors, or rather day traders, read charts, and when they see an uptrend, they might buy heavily into Solo stock just to push the stock price up even higher, at least short term anyways. But the big money is ultimately what's going to push the stock up long term and hold the stock price there, because big money is they can't just exit and enter a stock whenever they want. Once they enter a stock, they basically gotta stay there, essentially, unless they want to pump and dump the stock, which is completely illegal. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.